8 hours. That's how long a Tesla robot can now cook, clean, and work a full shift inside your home on a single charge. The same 8 hours your own workday runs, and it never once asks for a break. Here's what that actually looks like right now. Not a render, not a stage prop in a costume. In Hollywood, at the Tesla Diner, a Gen 3 Optimus has been clocking in for real shifts since July of 2025. It started by serving popcorn to guests. By March of 2026, it had been promoted, autonomously carrying full meals out to cars parked at the superchargers, by itself, in a crowd of real moving people, for the length of an actual restaurant shift. And on June 11th of 2026, Tesla confirmed it was back on the clock with its own special menu item. Think about that. A robot that shows up, works the floor, and stays on task for almost a year, in a live, unscripted, customer-facing job. That is not a science fiction trailer. That already happened. And it's not just carrying trays. Tesla has Optimus folding shirts, handling different fabrics with a touch soft enough not to wrinkle them, stirring a pot on a hot stovetop, opening and closing a microwave, cracking an egg, and poaching it without breaking the yolk, vacuuming, sweeping, wiping down a table, picking up trash, opening cabinets, closing the curtains at night. That's the cooks and cleans half of the headline, already on tape. The new part, the part that turns a cute demo into an actual tool, is that it can do all of it, back to back, for a full 8 hours before it ever needs to plug back in. So how does a walking, working robot run a human-length shift on one charge? This is the part almost every other channel completely skips. Inside the torso sits a 2.3 kilowatt-hour battery pack. That's the whole secret. Tesla built it on the exact same cell technology that already powers millions of its cars on the road today. And they sized it on purpose, not around a 30-second stage demo, but around the 1 unit of time that defines human work. 8 hours, a shift. You heard that right? Tesla didn't just build a robot dexterous enough to cook, it engineered the robot's stamina to match your workday, almost to the minute. And here is why that is a moat nobody can copy overnight. Every other robotic startup is starting from scratch on batteries. Tesla has a 2-decade head start building electric vehicle cells. The same chemistry, the same factories, the same supply chain now feeding Optimus. Some Chinese industry reports even claim higher run times, up to 24 hours in certain low-demand modes. The figure that holds up most consistently across independent trackers is the 8-hour number. And 8 hours is exactly what the title promises. Now let's talk about the hands, because stamina means nothing if the robot can't actually do the work. As of February 17th, 2026, Tesla confirmed the Gen 3 hand system is production ready, the single largest hardware leap in the entire program's history. Each hand now has 22 degrees of freedom. That's double the 11 on the previous generation. 50 actuators total across both hands and forearms. And here's the clever part. Tesla moved the heavy motors up into the forearm and runs the fingers on tendons. The exact same architecture your own arm uses. That's what lets it grip a vacuum 1 second and cradle an egg the next, without crushing either one. Behind those hands is Tesla's AI5 chip, with Grok handling voice and reasoning. And it learns the way autopilot did. A human does a task, the robot watches. It repeats until the neural network can run the whole thing on its own. Then, and this is the genuinely wild part, every single hour any Optimus works anywhere on Earth retrains the model for every other unit in the fleet. Tesla calls it the flywheel. A robot that can stay on shift a full 8 hours is generating 8 hours of fresh, real-world training data every single day. Tesla says the platform can already support more than 3,000 different trained task types, and one charge covers a whole mixed shift of them, cooking, then cleaning, then sorting, without ever stopping to swap or recharge between jobs. Okay, let's talk about what this is actually worth to you, because this is where it stops being a tech demo and starts being personal. A housekeeper in America averages $21 an hour. That works out to nearly $43,000 a year for full-time help. A live-in housekeeper runs closer to $56,000, and round-the-clock elder care? over $360,000 a year. Let that land for a second. There are more than 50 million Americans aged 65 and older, and for millions of their families, that number is the brutal line between keeping a parent at home and sending them to a facility. Now here's the other side of the ledger. Tesla's own math puts Optimus's operating cost at around $2 an hour. Energy, maintenance, and the purchase price spread over 5 years. One independent analysis pushes that figure as low as 51 cents an hour. At a target price of $20,000 to $30,000, a household spending $5,000 a year on cleaning pays the robot off in about 5 years. For elder care, the payback drops to under 6 months. Morgan Stanley ran the long version of this math. A $50,000 humanoid could save a household or a business more than $500,000 over 20 years, compared to a low-wage worker. A worker that takes no breaks, no overtime, no sick days, and covers the very same hours on a single charge. What sounds like the better deal to you? And I still haven't gotten to the strangest part. The one honest catch Tesla itself admits, and the factory move that tells you exactly how serious this is. Stay with me, because that's where this goes from impressive to inevitable. If you want the real engineering behind moves like this, not the hype, the actual numbers, subscribe. We cut through the noise so you never miss a shift this big. Because here's how you know Tesla isn't bluffing. They killed the Model S and the Model X, 2 cars with a combined 25 years of history, and handed the entire Fremont factory over to Optimus. The first robot pilot line went live on January 21st, 2026. Full conversion is targeted for late this summer. A dedicated Optimus plant is rising at Giga, Texas, built for up to 1 million units a year. And Tesla has committed more than $20 billion in 2026 just to the robotics and AI build-out, written right into its own SEC filings. The 2026 production target? 50,000 to 100,000 robots. You do not tear out 2 flagship car lines for a science project. And Tesla is not alone in this race, which is the clearest sign yet that the category is real. 1X Technologies sold out its entire 10,000-unit first run of the Neo home robot in 5 days, and is already shipping units to American homes. Unitree pushed out more than 5,500 humanoids in 2025. Figure AI's robots have logged nearly a full year inside BMW factories. The whole industry split into 2 camps on the stamina problem. Boston Dynamics and Apptronik chose swappable batteries, while Tesla bet on pure energy density to get a full shift from one charge. The same way its cars are built around range instead of roadside swaps. 5 well-funded companies all sprinting at once tells you this is no longer a question of if. Now I want to be straight with you, because the honest version here is actually more convincing than the hype. That 8-hour number is rated for light to moderate work, cooking, cleaning, serving. Put Optimus on a heavy industrial job, lifting hard for 8 straight hours, and it would probably still need a quick top-off charge partway through. Boston Dynamics hit that exact wall and went with swappable batteries for its Atlas robot instead. But look closely at what that caveat actually is. It's not a science gap, it's a reliability gap on the very heaviest edge cases. For the cooking, the cleaning, and the serving this video is about, one charge genuinely covers one shift. And Tesla's over-the-air updates are built to keep closing that last sliver of a gap over time. Yes, the production targets are company-stated goals, not audited results. But the robot working real shifts at that diner for almost a year? That part isn't a projection. That already happened, on camera, in front of paying customers. So imagine this. It's a weekday evening, 2 years from now. You've just walked in the door, completely drained. The dishes are stacked in the sink. There's a basket of laundry that's been sitting for 3 days. Dinner isn't even started. You don't touch a single bit of it. Your Optimus is already on it. It started a pot on the stove an hour ago because you asked it to that morning. The laundry is folded and stacked on your dresser. The floors are swept clean. And it's been going since 8 in the morning, one charge, one full day, without a single complaint, a single break, or a single excuse. Now picture your mother, 82 years old, living in her own home instead of a care facility, because a robot is there around the clock for a fraction of what a live-in nurse would cost. It helps her up. It reminds her about her medication. It never calls in sick. That is not a render on a stage anymore. The hands work. The battery lasts the shift. The robot is already clocking in. The only real question left is when one finally walks into your home, and what chore you'll hand it first. So I want to hear from you. If a robot could cook, clean, and work a full day in your home on a single charge, what is the very first chore you would never do again? And honestly, what's the most you'd actually pay to make that happen? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want to see what happens when this exact same robot starts driving the cybercab and handling last-meter deliveries entirely on its own, that's the one you'll want to watch next. I'll see you there.